I think science is inherently rhetorical. I think all of us would go to the mat to kind of argue that that is the case. And that becomes very clear when you lay out any kind of scientific discovery or controversy or however you'd like to talk about it.
One of the things rhetoricians can do is pinpoint, well, where are people arguing from? And sometimes they do need to take a step back and ask questions about, well, does a problem really exist? Or does this group have a different perspective of the problem than this other group? Or what kind of problem is it? Or is this problem good or bad? Or what's causing this problem? And then eventually those types of questions then lead to policy or procedural questions, often in concert with some of those other types of questions.
That's where I think some of the work that's going on in rhetoric studies right now can offer avenues for productive exchanges between scientists or medical practitioners and communities. So there's a lot of people that those of us on the panel know who are working with communities that have vaccine hesitance for various reasons. And instead of going in with the assumption that these people are ignorant and stupid and they don't know what they're doing, trying to unpack, okay, what is your reasoning here? What is your thinking about this? And what is generated out of these projects and these interviews and home visits and so on is a very different way of mapping out the risks of vaccination than is often assumed by the medical community. And now rhetoric really comes to play, because now what you can do is look at the different points and try to find common ground.
One of the parts of getting more trust is for scientists to be more comfortable, I won't say being humble, but being admitting of the uncertainty that always still exists in science. They're kind of comfortable with that behind closed doors, but not so much in public. Mm-hmm. And one of the things a lot of the history of science and rhetoric of science studies do is to kind of show the messiness that was there.
When people try and make sense of stem cells or genetic engineering or any of these new cutting-edge possibilities, they often turn to movies or literature. Frankenstein, Brave New World, Gattaca. What a lot of scientists do is shut that down. If you do that, you're wrong, you're misunderstanding things. I knew a guy who would do public discussion of his stem cell work, and he would start shutting people down when they said Brave New World. And I was like, rhetorical listening. What is it? What are people doing when they say this? Some people are clearly making arguments that are not tenable, that you wouldn't like, but most people are just saying, this gives me the heebie-jeebies, make me feel a little more comfortable with what you're doing. And it's like, if you just take a moment to listen and figure out, have they already decided you are evil? Or are they just nervous? You'll find that most people are nervous.
How do we help scientists to present that goodwill towards the audience when speaking to a public audience? Because I don't think it comes naturally. And I'm not saying that scientists have bad will, right? It's just that there's this separation between citizens and scientists. And I want to try and break that down a little bit. I want to say scientists, you are citizens too.